and Miracle Rogue have been around and been very similar for so long. Can Zalae complete the 3-game sweep with this Rogue deck, or will Feno be able to take it to Game 5 with his Cube Warlock? We've already got an even Warlock in the finals. Having a Cube Warlock there would be pretty good too, although you can't deny how sweet it would be to have a Zalae Amnesiac final.
Zalae Amnesiac final would be absolutely insane. Like I say, I'd like all 3 of these people to reach the final. I think we should change the rules. Just have 3 people final, but
okay.
As we can't do that, as it's the middle of the tournament and the rules are predetermined and lots of people get upset, I guess either final will do for me. So, Zalae's just got to get this one done. He's got the mid-range stuff again. We can't say he's had a good draw every time because that other draw was an embarrassment that he managed to turn into a win.
An embarrassment that was good enough.
Sometimes it's good to be embarrassed.
I guess it takes you out of your comfort zone.
Yeah, I'm always out my comfort zone. I'm talking to people live. Help!
Oh man. It's like, oh, everybody's so socially awkward. I'm like, yeah, we are too. We're just paid to not show it.
I just had a conversation very similar to that with somebody out there. Wow.
Oh,
okay, so Feno's going to have the Doomsayer Giant shenanigans going on, but he's got the cube to back that up. If he can pick up a Dark Pact, he could end up with 2 Giants, just make things exciting. But there's going to be like saps and potentially even Vile Spines going on to tidy those up.
Yeah, that's the big problem, isn't it? Sap really shuts down Cube Warlock quite thoroughly unless there's a Skull of the Minari up as well, in which case you can keep summoning a Void Lord for free every turn, and the Rogue only has 2 saps and not necessarily available at the same time. So Feno's going to be looking for that Skull, looking for his defensive tactics. The Dark Pact for some life gain. He does not have Shroom Brewers. He does have Blood Reaver Gul'dan, 2 Faceless Manipulators, a couple of Spellstones as well. So there is some life gain, but if this Rogue gets going, if it gets out of hand, if there's an uncontested Edwin Van Cleef, it's a bad matchup for the Warlock for a reason.
Yeah, double Doomsayer may equalise that a bit, just because you'll get him through those turns where Zalae wants to be making those great tempo plays, the Thug, the Faldori that we keep talking about. And this way Zalae's putting a lot of time into an apparently empty turn. He's got options in terms of just silly stuff like coining out minstrels and things. He wants to just make sure those options are actually silly and that you shouldn't do it.
Is that ever correct?
I mean, that's why he just spent 75 seconds checking, right? Just in case.
If you coin Minstrel, you go into Faldori.
Yeah. It's just something you've got to pay attention to. Or you could just coin Faldori and get those things in your deck. Get them motoring. So lots to think about there. You're on a turn where apparently nothing to do. And what he did is he obviously realised, the same as everyone else in the world, that doing nothing is probably right. He just wanted to make sure.
Feno just trying to buy some time. Not much time left until Zalae is going to be able to stick something to the board. However, double Doomguard, double Cube, Dark Pact is super aggressive, but without a Skull of the Minari active, there is no real way for Feno to utilize those 3 cards in particular in the same turn.
I mean, if Zalae didn't have Sap or Vile Spine and he has the Sap, just playing the Giant and then Cube Pact the next turn is a menace.
I mean, that's fantastic. There's no Vanish in this deck. It's not Quest Rogue.
It's not Quest Rogue.
Thank goodness.
Not yet.
For that.
Yeah, we haven't seen one at all on stream.
I think that some players did bring it, but no, I don't think we ever saw it on
I
stream.
think RDU took it to a Last Hero Standing Invitational somewhere as well. At the very start of the meta.
There were a couple in Titanar.
Yeah.
For sure. I don't know if Orange had it, though, because he did end up winning the tournament.
But I think they had to submit before we'd even had a chance to play with the card, so people were just going with their instincts.
I like it. It's an investment into the future. He loses the Faldori right now, but he can draw into those spiders.
And this means he felt he's never going to get time with the hand he has to get that Faldori down anyway in a meaningful way. If you play on turn 12, it's not meaningful. He just runs into 3 9s.
Yeah.
So like you say, invest into the spiders, and here the investment immediately pays off. Feno puts up the fat L sign to the camera.
Oh man, I mean, sometimes they're the bottom 3 cards in your deck, and sometimes they're the top 3.
Oh my goodness.
Zalae should be playing with the darkness, man. Or Feno should be playing with the darkness.
Feno's feeling pretty dark by now. Well, look at that dark humor that just came out of him.
I mean, he's got the best hand, minus Skull of the Minari, if he's playing against a really, really slow deck, like Quest Priest or Double Dead Man's Hand Warrior.
Or somebody who doesn't rip the first spider or have sap in their hand immediately. Yeah.
Yes.
But that's what this deck's meant to do. So.
Ouch.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Well,
Well, no second sap, so chance of slowing things down a little bit here.
actually, pretty good chance.
And his hand still has that cube-packed stuff going on.
Double Doomguard in hand, which means this lackey is guaranteed
Guaranteed.
a Void Lord.
He's got facelesses, he's got cubes. This could change around. Well, this has changed around. It's just a case of whether Zalae can do enough damage.
Fino's just staring at the camera. He's like, hey,
We're watching you,
Got
Fino. We can see.
I got him. Look at that. Keep him calm, but inside I bet he's giddy.
Yeah. That was a good... After the last turn, the change of fortune. And this is where he's got to check his emotions a little bit. It's great. I'm glad to see some personality from the players. But also in terms of winning tournaments, you get your head back in it. That's what he's done after a few seconds there.
Oh, I wonder if Zalae's thinking, do I need to kill this lackey and also kill the Void Lord this turn? We can see that he does, because if he doesn't, he will get significantly punished by Cube Pact, and then by Cube
And Zalae's
Faceless.
so focused that Fino could be dancing on the table right now. I don't think Zalae would notice. And Fino just didn't know where to look. He didn't want to look at Zalae at all. He just wanted to look anywhere else, so he just chose us. Thanks, Fino.
Don't give it away, don't give it away, don't give it away. And Lackey gonna go right over that Elven Minstrel. Void Lord will be pulled, and I would bet money we're seeing Cube Pact here.
And that's Gul'dan. And the reason I'm oohing like a person who oohs is that that's going to help him to secure any weirdness that might just end up everything launching at his face. That little bit of healing plus the 5 armor should help him a lot. But what's going to help him a lot is this board of taunty stuff.
Cube blocks a deck. Even Warlock can play Giants on 3, but they can't do this. And all right,
He's now just chilling, ready for game 5. Zalae's far from chilling though. He's got double Eviscerate in his hand. He's got an SI7 agent chilling there as well. That's damage. But can he find a way to get any more through at any point? If he can connect with a minion like once in his mind, then he can still win this game. He doesn't know about the Gul'dan, otherwise he wouldn't bother, I don't think.
But just look at the differences in demeanor between these two. Zalae's got his head in his hands. He's nervously, you know, rubbing his hands together. And Fino, he might as well be on vacation.
Yeah, Fino uses moments like this really well to just stay cool. He finds a way of getting a little bit relaxed. He hasn't been relaxed throughout most of this game, to be fair, or throughout most of this match.
Yeah.
But now there's no reason to be stressed. Just chill yourself out. This game 5's possibly the most important game of Fino's life so far. I don't think it'll end up being the most important game of his life, but it will be to this point.
Well, there's 6-1-3s on the board. That's not impossible for Zalae to get over.
Right.
But the reason we are counting this one, you know, as a win for Fino is because of that Blood Reaver Gul'dan in the hand. Oh, Fino's
However,
playing Twilight in this deck.
There's still times Zalae found a way to, like you say, get rid of everything there, and Fino needs to be. He's got to survive one more turn before it's probably over. We've seen some crazy Gul'dans though recently.
Oh yeah, we have.
Orange at Tour hit basically 6-1-3s, and we saw one in the first round here as well, the first day here.
Lost the game for the
Just missed every
person who
Doom
played it.
card. Absolutely insane. So it's not over until you actually see what comes from the Gul'dan.
Well, we're not playing the Doom Guards. We're not playing Defile. Can't play Gul'dan yet, so Giant seems like as good an option as any.
Yeah, one way to not die is to kill your opponent. So I'm getting the hang of this lately. I've been working on it hard.
One way to not die is to not let your opponent kill you.
Yeah.
Ooh, but
Leroy Jenkins.
Backstab. Firefly over. Vile Spine over. Oh, there's so much damage in hand for Zalae.
Yeah, but every time you think about, hey, how can you kill these things, it's always like, I'm using that Eviscerate or I'm using that SI.
He's got one more turn before Fino can play Blood Reaver Gul'dan. That's one more turn for this Leroy to potentially connect to face.
It is.
So maybe we go Backstab, Fan, SI,
That seems a good start.
Dagger, and we're going over all these. We're just killing all the 1-3s. Oh, Zalae wants more cards.
He wants Cold Blood. That'd be nice.
Yeah. He's still got some spiders in the deck, too.
He has. They would also be nice. That's more important, in fact. Although he wasted one by getting on the first turn. Who does that? Oh, hang on. Yeah. It put him in a great position.
Double Cold Blood. That's pretty good. And now, you know what? Putting the Gadgetson on the board forces Fino to kill the Gadgetson. Oh, Faceless is an awful draw.
He's
Lorinda, I think
really
we may have
struggling.
called
Zalae
this one
might have
too
done this
soon.
again. Yeah, well, we've never done it before, have we?
Okay, wait. Let's look at Defile here. Defile is a full clear on everything except for the Mountain Giant, in which case, how much damage does Zalae have from hand? 6, 10, 14?
18.
18 damage?
5, 6, 7, 9 mana. Is he going to manage this
Fino.
again? Fino, get that L ready.
Maybe you went on vacation a little bit too early, bud. He has all of the aggressive combo pieces in hand, but no defensive tactic.
And he knows this isn't a possibility, but he's got to weigh up. I mean, there is a defensive tactic. You can play 2 Doom Guards.
And if you lose your Gul'dan...
And you're wrong because Zalae had less damage in hand than you thought. I mean, you can't, in the real world, make this play, I don't think. But if you can see the hand, that is a defensive tactic. But in the real world, the world in which Hearthstone occurs, you can't expect this. Zalae sits back in his seat when he sees that pointing face.
Fino's just dead from 17.
That's absolutely insane.
He can tap here, and even if he finds Spellstone, he's still dead. He doesn't have any playable taunts, because here's the thing. He's playing 2 Twilight Drakes instead of playing Plated Beetles or Stonehill Defenders. That's where those cuts came in. And if that Twilight Drake was a Stonehill Defender right now, we might be looking at a different situation.
Pointing at me and things. She's
I'm pointing at Twilight Drake, which could be Stonehill Defender.
Why isn't Zalae killing him? I think he's just triple checking that this has happened from the Gadget sound that he played last turn to find a way out. And Fino knows it's all over as soon as he sees the Leroy. Zalae has made it to the final. He'll be playing against Amnesiac in the final. What an incredible match that's going to be, and what a great match this one was as well, especially those last 2 games.
You can put up 36